All right, we're live. Good evening, everybody. Today we're going to be playing another game. It's going to be messy questions from the relationship debates deck of tonight's Let's Talk. So I'm going to play my intro and we can get started. Okay. Hello, Raz. Hello, Key. You guys are on screen now. And the first question, if you guys are ready, is your significant other cheats. How do they earn your trust back? Your significant other cheats. How do they earn your trust back?
I wouldn't take them back.
This is your significant other, by the way, as in y'all are married, I assume. So
I know.
you wouldn't take their trust back.
No.
Okay, Key.
I'm not gonna lie. That is something that is very difficult to get past. And if you ask me, I'm a firm believer that people never get past that. Like, okay, yeah, you guys may get back together and you may work on a relationship and everything, but I don't think you ever get past that. So for me personally, I'm gonna have to agree with Raz. I don't know if I could take back somebody that cheated on me.
So you don't believe they can ever earn your trust back?
Affirmative.
And Raz, you also don't believe they can ever earn your trust back, or you're just saying you're not going to deal with it?
No, I don't think they can ever earn it back.
Now, can y'all be together without the trust? Do y'all have to break up? Can't y'all just be some untrustful people together? No? Nobody wants to be in that type of relationship? What?
That's so stressful.
Being in an untrustful relationship?
Yeah, because then I'll have to ask for his passwords and like his phone, and like I would want to go through his phone. I'd be paranoid 24/7. Like, and I deserve to be in a relationship that's trusting. I mean, I feel like that's one of the few foundations of a relationship, right?
Y'all are correct. I agree with both of y'all. I'm not taking nobody back after they cheat on me, or I'm gonna cheat back. Actually, I'm not gonna cheat back. I'm gonna leave. I don't have time. Your significant other has been letting themselves go and gaining weight. This is affecting your sex drive. How would you address the matter? Let me read that again, since y'all are slow today. Your significant other has been letting themselves go and gaining weight. This is affecting your sex drive. How would you address the matter? We can go to Raz first and then Keith.
I would bring it up, but not so abruptly. I mean, I'd come at it from like a health perspective, maybe, and then be like, hey, like you're kind of what's going on, like, because there must be a reason that, I mean, if at one point they were fit and then they're suddenly like letting themselves go, there must be a reason that they're getting there that's like external, not necessarily just because they want to gain weight, but probably stress or whatever. So we should probably address that first.
Okay, so apparently this is affecting the sex drive, right? With that being said, actually, Key, you answer first. Then I'm going to give you both three scenarios.
Okay, so I partially agree with that. But at the same time, I would be that person that would come directly about the issue. Only because if you are in a relationship, right, you love somebody, you trust them or whatever, we are way past the point. So I'm going to look at it as marriage, not really dating, right? So we are way past the point to where I can't tell you exactly what's going on and you can't tell me. Like, we should be past that, right? So I'm going to just straight up let you know, hey, like, I don't know if you've noticed, or I don't know if you've been thinking about it, or if you've cared at all, but you're starting to get a little bit heavier, or you're starting to, change in ways that I am not attracted to. This is not what I was married to, or this is not what you were doing whenever we got married. So is everything okay? Is there a reason specifically you're doing this now? Do you feel like you're entitled in this relationship and you don't have to be attractive anymore? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to be that person that I got to come to you and figure out exactly why it is that things are changing for, I guess, the worst if you're becoming less sexually attractive.
So y'all are both, it sounds like, going to at least talk to your partner about what's going on, which is good. So let me run three scenarios by you both. The first scenario is your partner has a health condition. They have a health condition, and they're never going to be in shape again. Is this acceptable to you? And where do you move from there?
It depends on the health condition. Um, if it's something, I mean, obviously, if it's lifelong, then I'm gonna have to deal with it. But most health conditions that cause you to gain weight, you can kind of move past it and still work out and still lose. It's not like, I mean, it again, honestly, it's very circumstantial. It really would depend on the health condition. But of course, I would, at that point, I'd come from a place of understanding and compassion because that's so sensitive and I wouldn't want to make them insecure because them having health condition is really out of their hands.
Key, did you want to answer before I go on?
I mean, not really, because I agree with that. Like she said, she hit it right on the head. If it's a short-term thing, you can still move past it. I would like to see a little bit of an effort, but at the same time, in marriage, you know what I mean. In those fantastic words, they say through sickness and health. So I mean, if you're sick and you can't really control that, well, who am I to leave you because you're sick?
So what if you said usually something that causes you to gain weight is, reversible to some degree. What if it's reversible and they choose not to do better? They're just comfortable with their weight and they don't want to lose it.
That's a problem, and that has a lot to do with like their discipline and their ability to like take their life back once it's kind of out of their hands. Like,
Oh no, I mean it's in their hands. They have the ability to, but they say, I like this. I like this for me.
yeah,
Like
no,
no.
absolutely not. I don't like that. I don't
Oh.
fuck with it. No.
What if they do decide to lose the weight? Are y'all apparently it says it's affecting your sex drive. So are y'all having sex before they lose the weight, or do they have like do they have to get somewhere before you get somewhere?
I'm not gonna like
Abstain.
bar them or ban them from having sex with me because of weight gain or anything, but like it probably won't be as frequent if I'm not getting as much out of it. If it's not the same as it once was, then naturally that'll just reduce the frequency of sex.
I mean, that sounds fair. That sounds fair. Work for me and I'll work for you. Um, any last thoughts before I move on?
Nope.
Okay. You inquire about the number of sexual partners your significant other has had, and the number is way higher than you would expect. Would this change anything? Explain.
I've actually been in a situation before.
What was
And
the
it
number?
did.
You don't
I
have
can't.
to answer.
It was okay. It was over 150.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
how?
gonna just say that's cap.
I mean, it might be, but if it's high, like to even in that range, like no, I'm not dealing with that. The
What
only
about you?
reason, huh?
But you can go ahead. You can go ahead. I'll ask after.
Oh, it just to me it shows your inability to like. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being sexually active. Obviously, everyone should have a healthy sex life if that's what they want.
Hmm.
But it's like if you're being reckless with your health, because he didn't get tested either. Like he's like, yeah, I don't really get tested unless I need to. And I'm like, bro, if you're sleeping with someone new every week, you should be getting tested at least once a month.
My friend, we're not friends anymore, by the way, but my friend said he doesn't get tested. He has the women that he's with kind of wait to see if they show any symptoms. And if they show symptoms, usually they'll just go get tested on their own. And then he'll go get tested depending on if they got something or not. So, I mean, I guess if your partner is not getting tested, then yeah, I would see a concern in having a high body count. Or if they have 150. But let's assume your partner is getting tested. Is it okay then? Is 150 fine with you?
I would inquire a little more as like, why did it get that high?
What kind of question would you ask?
Like, okay, when you were very sexually active, what was the frequency of sex? Like, it's not necessarily about the number to me. It's more like, are you sleeping with 3-4 people every night or every week, that's kind of a problem. Like I just feel like at that point it's like sex addiction. It's not even just being reckless. It's just like it's just an issue, and that
Okay.
needs to be.
Key.
No. So I'm gonna just say, one, that is not an avenue that I would ever venture to go down, because that is just asking for trouble to begin with. That's asking for trouble. But two, I guess if you did go down that way and it was worse than what you thought, you kind of got to accept that. I mean, you got to bite that bullet, and it's like, if you didn't want to actually know the truth, or if you didn't want to find out anything you didn't want to find out, why did you open that door? That's Pandora's box, and you usually don't open that unless you are ready for all of it.
Okay, I didn't think about that, but yeah, like I said on maybe the last week or the week before, my ex told me, I asked her about whether or not I was the best partner she'd ever had, and my ex told me before answering that I should not ask the question that I'm not ready for an answer to. So definitely, if you're not ready to hear your partner say 150 when you ask them what your body count is, then probably no. But also, like Raz said, I mean, it's a lot of different factors into your body count. Like 100 bodies for somebody who's, I don't know, 65 years old, I think would be a lot different than if you're 18. So yeah, I'm gonna ask questions. How old were you? What happened? What made you feel like you need to fuck so much? Why? Like, talk to me. Let's sit down. Like, let's put on some music, some low music, and let's talk about why. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. But no, that is like genuinely 150. Why were you? How old were y'all? Or you
He's
can just.
27.
He was 27 at the time he
He is
said that.
currently 27, and I asked him this question a couple months ago.
150. Let me pull up the calculator real quick.
He said he stopped counting after 150. I mean, I understand it. I do believe it because he's an attractive guy. But it's like, I mean, no, I just can't wrap my head around it either.
Okay, how about it's not your significant other. Does body count matter if you're not dating them?
I didn't do anything with him when he told me that. I couldn't.
So body count matters to you in a man?
Oh, I mean, again, but now, okay, if he's like, I had a moment where I was always having sex, and now I get, and he got regularly tested, I would look past it.
But you say he didn't.
He didn't get tested, and he had a weird mentality about sex. He's like, if pussy is there, I'm gonna get it, and if it's not, it's, like he was just very much thinking with the dick, and I don't like that. But if he just had a phase in his life where he was always having sex, and then he moved past it and is being more cautious, I can look past it.
And if he got something like AIDS, would you still be able to look past it?
Oh, I would make him get tested before we had to do anything.
No, that's not the question. The question is if he had AIDS. If
he had AIDS, would I do anything with him?
Yeah.
No, obviously not.
Okay. I wouldn't either. Well, I wouldn't be having sex with a man in the first place. That'd be weird. But if a woman had AIDS, no, I also would not. Key, did you have anything to add before we go to the next question?
Nah, not really. I think she covered it.
All right. You ask your significant other if they still love their ex and they say yes. What happens next? How about I answer this one? Because I still have love for my exes, particularly my child's mother. But if it were me being in love, like, okay, if it's you having feelings for like romantic or sexual interest in your ex, I understand the relationship probably shouldn't continue. If it does continue, you should probably be getting therapy and having frequent talks with each other until this issue is resolved, because I don't think you should be in a relationship with someone new if you are still like thinking about another person romantically or sexually, especially if you're thinking about your ex romantically or sexually. And particularly if they're also thinking about you in the same way. But if I asked my significant other and she was like, "Yeah, I still love Tom," that's his name, Tom. I remember his name. I'm sorry, but his name is Tom. It's ingrained in my head. But anyway, Tom still has some love from my ex while we were together, and that was fine because they did not have romantic feelings for each other, if that makes sense. Like they love each other, but they are not romantic. They are platonic friends, to my knowledge, and not really friends. They're more like associates. Friends. Can exes be friends? That's a different question. But I guess Raz, you can answer next, and then Key.
I mean, yeah, like you said, I think there are some exes that you will have love for, and I understand it, especially if you have had a relationship with that person, or if your partner has had a relationship with their ex that's very long. So I mean, like, it honestly would depend. I'd inquire more. It's not a deal breaker for me necessarily if they just have love for their ex. If they're actively thinking of their ex and having romantic feelings, like you said, I would not be in that situation. I don't think that that person is ready to move on. They need to heal or do whatever they need to do to get whatever they need to get out of their system before they pursue someone else, because that's just baggage that no one should deal with.
So before we go to Key, all of these questions are like they all say significant other. So I've been assuming that you're married, but maybe
Yeah.
significant other just means just a regular girlfriend, long term relationship. I don't know. I thought it meant a married couple. So, but yeah,
I think
Key.
dating. I think dating usually when I think. I mean,
Okay, that's
like a
how.
long partner, like a long-term partner, not like a casual thing.
That's how we'll pose the questions moving forward. Then, Key.
Okay, so I think there's a difference between when you talk about, you know what I'm saying, loving them, I guess, and then being in love. It's the intimacy part, right? Because you love your brothers and sisters, you know, you love your family members or whatever. And, you know, a lot of people have best friends that they love and stuff like that. But you're not in love with that person. You know, you have no intimate feelings for your siblings, I would hope. But you know what I mean? So I guess if they were, and it would have to be something to where y'all were together for a long time, you know, 10 plus years if we're older, and 15 years or something. And you know what I mean? You would always have that love for that person. So if they called you and they were stranded out drunk or something and they needed a ride home, okay, that's one thing. But you're not about to be sitting up texting every day, keeping that, you know what I'm saying, keeping that flame or that doorway open to where if things ever went south, you would always have that avenue that you could go back to. I would not accept anything like that. But if it was one of those things to where it's like, yeah, no, we don't talk or spend any time or anything like that, but, you know, worst case scenario, and then they would have to know about me. They would have to know, you know, the extent of our relationship and everything like that. Like all of that stuff would have to be out front for me to accept somebody like that. You know what I mean?
Would y'all see it as a red flag if your partner's ex didn't know that they were in a relationship, even if you've been in a relationship for like a long time?
Yes.
1,000%.
Okay. I knew it. This girl cheating on me, man. Let's go to the next question. And this is the last question. We can do some more if you guys would like to, but this is the last one I had on my thing. Your significant other has been acting suspicious lately. In the middle of the night, you wake up and realize they left their phone unlocked. Would you go through it? Yes or no? And explain.
Yes, I would.
Dang.
I would. And I'm not because I'm nosy. It's not because I don't trust them. It's because I'm nosy. It's because like I probably would.
Let me read the question again. Your significant other has been acting suspicious
Oh,
lately.
suspicious. Okay.
So now it's the middle of the night and their phone's unlocked while they sleep.
Oh, my bad.
They've been giving behavior. Whatever they've been giving, it's been gave. And it did get got, but we're not sure who gave it. So just
Okay,
notice it.
I would go through it.
I mean, because you're just curious, or
Well,
because
I
you're not.
mean, I forgot the behavior portion. I just heard phone. But anyways, I mean, I would want to like have confirmation if anything's going on. Like,
They've been looking at their phone smiling a lot lately. Oh,
yeah, I would go through it and I would see. I want to know what are you smiling at?
okay. Key.
Absolutely not. And the only reason I'm gonna say that is, like I said earlier, I am not about to go through and find something that I didn't want to find. And I'm not saying that it's right or it's wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. What I'm saying is, if you don't want to find it, don't even go through that. Don't put yourself in that situation. I had a homeboy that did that, and he was about 220. You know what I'm saying? He was about 6'1", 220. And the next time I seen him, he was about 115 pounds. So I told him, I said, bro, you shouldn't have went through her phone. Like, he couldn't eat for about 3 weeks. So, and come to find out, she wasn't even cheating. It was just all of the conversation she was having with her girls. You know what I mean? And I won't go into details, but you know, you don't want to be involved in a woman's group chats and her, because it gets bad in there. So just don't do it.
Okay. That was the last question, but I snuck a peek at the next question, and I feel that I need to ask this. And then this is the definite last question. But if you go through your significant other's phone and you don't find anything incriminating, would you tell them? Why or why not?
Would I tell them that I went through their phone?
Mm-hmm.
I would tell them that I went through their phone. I would be like, hey, like, I found your phone, went through it, just letting you know. And that's it. And I mean, I wouldn't, because I don't want to be sneaky.
Is that how you're gonna say it to them?
Yes, I'm very open and honest.
Now, what are they gonna say back?
I don't know.
You don't
They
think
might
that-
get mad. They might get mad.
Do they have a right to be mad?
I think so. I mean, again, I'm a nosy person, and if there's no behavior that leads me to like really want to look through their phone, at that point it's just me being nosy, and like they might feel like it's a slight invasion of privacy. But I'm a curious person, so I mean, there should be, if he just feels like he's been a little bit like I'm being invasive, that's one thing. But if he's weird about it, then I'm gonna look at him sideways, like, what's going on? So I don't know. But yes, I would tell him.
That's fair. That's fair. Key?
Yeah, no, you 100% have to tell them. Simply because if you did find something, you would definitely be telling them. You would be losing your mind. You know what I mean? You probably wake them up in the middle of the night. So if you're going to go through there and you're not going to find anything, they deserve to know that you were at least curious, or that you at least had some kind of, you know what I mean, suspicion about it. Because it could be a situation of that's just how they are, or they're just, you know, they really genuinely have friends or anything like that. So whether you find something or not, you always have to tell them, because like she said, you don't want to seem sneaky. That's just going to cause unnecessary tension in the relationship, and that will itself turn things bad.
Do y'all think you should have a conversation, apparently because it's about suspicious behavior, prior to you even going in the phone? Do y'all think you should have a conversation with your partner about that before you resort to measures like this? Like, hey, I noticed you've been out late lately. You haven't been texting back when you're out late with your friends. You don't know what's going on, like suspicious behavior. Y'all think you should have that conversation?
I
Or is
wouldn't.
it,
I wouldn't.
you would not?
I wouldn't until a certain point. I'd wait it out. And it's because people, regardless of their gender, tend to deny things when you bring up things like that. So I would collect all the evidence and then confront.
Whoa. What?
I would
What?
collect any evidence and then confront. Be like, hey, this is the accumulation of everything I found you doing. What is going on?
The female gender is something like, what? You're collecting all of the evidence and putting it. Not you got a folder to present to this man. Were you out late last night? Nah, I was at the house. Oh, what's this?
Exactly. You need to, because then I don't like people, because they'll deny it, obviously, and then try and sweet talk their way back into. No, absolutely not. I need all the evidence.
Okay, so you screen. So let's go back to the question of, and then Key, you can answer. My bad, but let's go back to the question of going through your partner's phone. Let's say you do find something.
I would tell him too.
Are you screenshotting the evidence or recording it with your phone before you confront them, or is that too large a step? Is that
I'm screenshotting.
Okay? The type of
And I'm
person
sending it to myself.
who lie, obviously he gonna try to delete the text after.
Exactly.
Okay, Key, you can go ahead if you go through your. Oh yeah, you already answered.
Yeah, no, I did.
Okay. With that being said, that's all I have. If you guys want any more questions, you can have them. If not, I'll go ahead and end the live stream.
Do you want to ask more questions?
Oh, sure. I'll do one more. All right. Yeah, we can do this, and then I'll play my outro. You're in an official relationship with a person, but they repeatedly introduce you as their friend while at a holiday family gathering. Would this bother you? Explain. My answer is hell yes, because we're in a relationship, but I'm being introduced as your friend. That doesn't seem like a stretch to me. Like, introduce me as your partner. Stop hurting my feelings.
Yeah. If my partner is not excited and ecstatic about me meeting his friends, at least his friends, maybe his like, I mean, if it's a new relationship, I understand family kind of wait it out, but at least your friends and people in your life, if you're not happy to introduce me as your partner, that's a red flag.
Okay. Key?
Yeah.
That's a major issue. And the only reason why I'm going to say that's a major issue is because, one, if there's anybody of the opposite sex around that you consider in your friend group, that's automatically a problem. Because now you are, for some odd reason, not telling people that we are together, whether it be females or males. So now they know, oh, okay, this is the person we need to cover up for. So if anything goes wrong, or we see our, our friend out here doing this person wrong, this is the one that we need to know that, hey, this is actually his significant other, but don't tell him. So, like, yeah, no, he's definitely, or he or she is definitely hiding something if they can't tell him.
Okay. With that being said, that is the end of my stream. Thank you, everyone who popped in to watch. My name is Prince Petty, and this has been Man with a Mic.